Hello, my friends. It's Chris, the Batman statue collector. Hope everybody's doing fantastic out there. And I'm really excited today because we have some new content here for the channel, and it's all thanks to a fellow collector. Her name is Leslie, and she has a great YouTube channel that's just getting started, but she has really great figure news. And I thought this would add a new tier, a new variety to our channel. And so from time to time, she is going to contribute to our channel, which I thought was incredibly kind of her. I'm very excited to feature some different kind of content, like I said, here on the channel. And so please do me a favor. Please make sure you subscribe to her channel. I will put the link down below, and also her Instagram. Give her some love and definitely tell her the BSC sent you. And again, Leslie, I'll let you take it away.
Hi there, guys. My name is Leslie, and my neighbor just decided to start vacuuming. He stopped. Beautiful. Hi there, guys. My name is Leslie. You're probably looking at this articulated figure and thinking, is she on the wrong channel? Is she in the right place? And I have a YouTube channel called Marvelez, and I do 1/6 scale figure news for articulated collectibles. Chris was lovely enough to reach out to me and say, hey, would you be interested in collaborating and bring some of your news over to my channel? And I said, you know what? Absolutely. So I am a bit of a fish out of water here on a statue collecting channel, but I hope to bring some articulated collectible goodness to you guys, and hopefully not convert you, I guess is the wrong word, but give you guys a bit of an appreciation for the articulated community. And I'm sure that quite a few of you do collect articulated collectibles as well, but for those of you who don't, this news segment is just about talking about recent announcement from 1/6 scale figure parties that came out in the recent weeks. So without further ado, let's hit it off with the Hot Toys, which is a licensed entity and produce some, well, of the best figures in the world. So the first 1/6 scale figure that we have from Hot Toys is the Spider-Man No Way Home Green Goblin upgraded suit, which is also, well, specially called the Hobgoblin figure. Now, the reason why this figure is so special is because the previous release of the Green Goblin only had a helmeted head sculpt. They did not have the head sculpt of Willem Dafoe. So this guy has an estimated release of the fourth quarter next year, or the first quarter in 2024. Okay, so these announcements are a bit of a long way off, but it gets us excited for what's to come. And the prototype shown is obviously sometimes what we hope will be the final product, but it does say in size 0 font that the photo shown is a prototype and that the final product is subject to change. That's really convenient. Don't know if that happens with statue posts, but hey, we'll see. This figure is an estimated price of about $323 to $406, and that's based on first and second batch prices. So obviously, if you want to get the figures first, you're going to have to pay a little bit more, but second batch is just as good if you're prepared to wait. So let's have a look at what the lovely Willem Dafoe Green Goblin comes with. So his accessories include an authentic and detailed likeness of Willem Dafoe as Norman Osborn / the Green Goblin, who wears the final suit in Spider-Man No Way Home. One newly developed head sculpt with separate rolling eyeball features, a movie-accurate facial feature with detailed wrinkles and skin texture, but let's be honest, the photo kind of speaks for itself there. He also comes with a body with over 30 points of articulation. He's approximately 30 centimeters tall, has 6 pairs of interchangeable gloved hands, including 1 pair of fists, 1 pair of open hands, 1 pair of hands for holding the pumpkin bomb, Each piece of head sculpt is specially hand painted. The costuming, of course, includes one newly crafted metallic green colored armored suit with battle damage effects, one pair of metallic green colored armored boots, a purple poncho with distress effects, and a brown colored crossbody utility belt with pouches. His weapons include 2 pumpkin bombs and a blade that is interchangeable on the left arm, and some additional little accessories include a pair of goggles and a 1/6 scaled Goblin glider, which features articulated functions and LED light up functions, which are of course battery operated. And of course, last but not least, we have the specially designed dynamic figure stand with the movie logo and character nameplate. It's a very standard base. Very, very standard. Sometimes you'll get the occasional diorama base, which you pay, I don't know, 50 to 80 US dollars extra, and they call it a deluxe version. It's just a base. There's nothing deluxe about it, but it's just a base. So this figure is a very attractive draw to all the Spidey fans out there and all the Green Goblin fans out there who absolutely loved the initial Green Goblin in Sam Raimi's Spider-Man. Willem Dafoe did an incredible job pulling this movie off. I mean, it was... You can't picture the Green Goblin being cast as anyone else. So I'm pretty sure the artists at Hot Toys just had an absolute ball with this head sculpt and getting it right. I mean, the likeness is definitely there. I mean, of course, with, statue artists like Queen Studios who do actual rooted hair on their busts, for example, Hot Toys really have to kind of go above and beyond to actually use rooted hair on their figures. It is very few and far between where they will choose to do this. So at this stage, we just have some sculpted hair for Willem Dafoe's Goblin. I really like the accessories. There isn't too much added to him, just a set of hands and your small little weapons, blade, yada yada. But I think the main accessory that everyone is gagging for is the glider. If we have a look at this glider, the detail on it looks insane. It looks incredibly movie accurate. The colors are great. They're not poppy. They're very subtle, and the overall suit is a huge grab as well. It's far different from the initial Green Goblin suit in Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, but it actually doesn't look too bad. I mean, if we have a look at the trims on his legs, on his arms, it's a different look to him, and it's not bad. It's not bad. People just have different preferences. Some people prefer the old school green and the traditional look, but this one, I actually like it, For his appearance in No Way Home, I'm pretty sure they've not only felt the need, but they also felt the pressure to shine him up a bit and make him look unique and a bit different to the original film. And I think that they nailed it here. I really do love the detailing on his costuming, and I mean, the head sculpt is just another world of its own. I mean, when we look at head sculpts, you really want that likeness to come through. Otherwise there's really no point, And one of the best head sculpts I've seen Hot Toys do is Michael Rooker's Yondu. It is gorgeous, There's also the Hot Toys Jyn Erso. She is beautiful. You've got Maria Hill from S.H.I.E.L.D. I mean, Jesus. These artists, they're good, I mean, you've got these life-size busts where they can really go in and work on the facial texture and the contours of the face. But when you're working at a scale like this, it is incredibly challenging. And for statues as well, when you're working with a 1/6 scale head, Jesus. I'm really impressed with the head sculpt. And this guy is just, he looks beautiful. He looks really well executed, and the prototype is just phenomenal. I mean, this guy made waves all over the articulated collecting community. There was just not a single person who didn't speak well of this guy. You know, some people want to use this body, but switch the head. Some people want to use this head, but switch the helmet. You know, everyone has their own tastes and preferences, and it's really interesting. So I'm very excited to see what he looks like in hand, and yeah, exciting times. So this is an interesting one, and it's I wouldn't say controversial, but there are a lot of people umming and ahhing about this guy. For statue collectors, this wouldn't necessarily bug a person, but for people who love articulated collectibles, this guy is a bit of a fish out of water as well. And I mean a literal fish, like a desert fish. It is the Hot Toys 1/6 scale, the Mandalorian Quill and Blurg. And it's mainly Blurg I'm referring to. Quill looks cute, you know? But let's talk about Blurg. Let's talk about the fish. The four-legged desert piranha Meg. Because it's big. It's so big. So this guy has an estimated release date of July to September this year. You know, when it was announced, it was a bit, will they? Will they? Really? Will they? Some people have it in hand already, like my lovely friend Justin from Justin's Collection. Please feel free to check out his channel. You know, it's big, and the estimated price ranges from $523 to $625 US. And again, that's also first and second batch pricing. But let's have a look at what he comes with. So this guy doesn't necessarily come with any accessories. You know, I think he is enough. I'm pretty sure Quill is his accessory on top of Quill's accessories as well. But, you know, if we look at him, he's just got, you know, the saddle and the straps. There's really not much to him. He is a monstrosity of a piece. And, you know, the face, I don't know what the design department were talking about when they were doing the concept art for this guy.
Okay, we're trapped. Everyone for himself. Okay, here we go. Let's go. Get out of my way. Okay. Have you ever seen a bird?
Because it's different. It's I can't talk. I can't keep a straight face, to be honest. But look, if we go into the details, right, if we have a look at the texturing of the skin, it looks fantastic. They've really gone to town with the tones and the shading. You know, the photos look fantastic. The teeth look epic. You know, they don't look like your stupid Jaws teeth, which are put in the wrong place. You know, I think they've done a really good job here. You know, and the tail, I've heard, is huge. It takes up a lot of space. It's really long. You know, this is the discussion when it comes to the Blurg or the Meg, whichever you prefer. It's people who collect articulated figures. A lot of people have your standard Diehl size, which is just, you know, like a square. It's slightly smaller than this guy. But this guy usually goes in either a bigger Diehl or he just goes on top of the shelf, period. You know, and with, I don't understand it, because they'll make Wonder Woman, who has a wingspan of like my room. You've got Falcon, who also has an incredibly large wingspan. And then you've got Vulture. Hot Toys will release this guy. They will release Wonder Woman. They will release Falcon. But they won't release Vulture. I don't understand that choice. I really don't. I don't know if they thought Vulture wouldn't be popular, but Blurg isn't that popular. He is a gargantuan bloody elephant of a figure. And, you know, like, I'm sure you can move the arms, move the legs, yada, yada, yada. But other than that, he's just something that sits there. And he's going to take, in that square detail, he's going to take up a lot of space. He's going to take up a lot. You know what? Scratch that. He's not going to take up a lot of space. He won't fit. He won't fit. I don't know what the push for this was. We all like the scene where he's learning to ride the blurg and whatnot. And Quill is he's a very sweet character, I must admit. But a lot of people want it, a lot of people don't, for obvious reasons. It's a catch-22. It's not a bad thing to have in your collection if you don't mind the size, but oh, it's big. It's big. This thing is huge, and I think I'm just going to stop there because I think I'm making my point. It's huge. It's bigger than this guy lengthwise, I'm pretty sure, because a 6 scale is about that big, roughly. The thing that it's got to sit, no, it's too big. Next. Some people have not been upset with me, but they've wondered why I never talk about TB League stuff. And look, I do talk about TB League sometimes, but it's just not a toy line that interests me. And it's not a collectible line that interests me, and you're about to find out why. So TB League, they do very risky things sometimes. So the figure I'm speaking of is the TB League 1/6 scale Devil Spy white figure. Now, I don't necessarily know where this figure is from, okay? Like I said, it's just not my area of interest. But what these figures represent is just, it's a different taste. It's a different appreciation for it, and I can completely respect that. This figure has an estimated release of December 2022, so very, very soon. It's on the horizon. I'm not sure how popular this one will be. This figure is one of many that TB League have up for pre-order. It has an estimated price tag of also $180 US. And again, no first or second batch price. It's just, like I said, a one-off batch. You get it or you don't. So the packing list, everything she comes with is 1 head sculpt, 1 6 scale female seamless body with metal skeleton, which sounds pretty cool. We have 1 bolero leather jacket, a bra top, a pair of brief panties. I think you guys know where I'm going with this. This is why I don't talk about these figures much. 1 pair of over-knee boots, 1 dagger, 1 sheath for the dagger, 1 sword, 1 scabbard for the sword, 1 pistol, 1 pistol holster, 3 pairs of interchangeable hands, 1 dole holder, so stand, 1 thigh dagger holster, and 1 thigh sword holster. Okay. So by that description, I'm pretty sure you can tell that she is a very risque figure. And let's bring up the photo now. It is a slut drop of a figure. And I don't use that term loosely. I say what I mean in this segment. Like, if her breasts were any bigger, they'd be bowling balls.
Hey, I call this one low-hanging fruit.
That ain't a finger hole, you sick bastard!
Again, I'm not bashing figures that other people like to collect. This is just not my area of interest. So this is why I don't talk about TB League stuff very often. Sometimes they will bring out an articulated figure, which is gorgeous. I think they brought out a Cleopatra a few years ago, which was stunning. She was beautiful, and it was very tastefully done. But I think the character itself is just it's just not my thing, you know. She's got rooted hair, which kind of makes her look like a bit of a Barbie doll, you know. There's no, it's very Barbie looking. It's oh, I got no words for this thing. Provocative is the word I'm going for. It's very provocative. I don't know many females who collect these TB League half-naked ladies. I'm not saying that they're bad, not at all. they're very, they expose a lot, you know. It would be great if she came with, what's that word I'm looking for? It'd be great if she came with clothes. But I think at the same time, TB League want to show off the seamless body. And I do know from past experience that the seamless body is something that they are very proud of as collectible engineers. So, you know, I'm not bashing this figure in any way, shape or form. It's not my tastes. It's not my tastes. But if people would like me to speak about them, I'm happy to. But yeah, look, she's got a fair lot of accessories, and you know, they suit. I mean, they really suit. They're executed well. I don't see anything wrong with the accessories according to the photos that we have of her. I think the only thing that takes away from that Barbie doll look is the seamless body that they have going. The metal skeleton I'm actually quite impressed with. That's amazing. It beats the hell out of plastic, that's for damn sure. So I'm pretty sure that the figure would have quite a bit of weight to her. Yeah. Christ. I'm on the spot, Terms. I'm on the spot real bad. Now I'm going to announce some third-party releases and announcements. Some of them are in stock, some of them are still up for pre-order, but with unlicensed figures and third parties, I kind of tend to put them in the umbrella where there are toy makers out there who are trying. They're trying to get themselves out there, they're trying to get noticed, and they're trying to attain licenses. Whether these third-party entities are successful in doing that, whether they execute the figure well or not, is entirely up to the consumer. If no one buys them, obviously they're not going to be noticed and they're not going to make waves.
I don't have time for this.
So, third parties, although are illegitimate to an extent, they're also trying to become legitimate, and we have to be mindful of not giving them too much of a hard time, because they are also artists and creators as well, and we need to show due respect. Okay, so let's do this. So the first figure we have is by 101 Toys, and they have created the Death God 1/6 scale collectible figure, which is obviously Darkseid from the Justice League. It looks like him, so that's what I'm going with. So his estimated release date is December 2022 to January 2023. Depends on how many they pump out and yeah, how many they need to ship. So his estimated price tag is approximately $230 US. He does look a bit big, as he would, being Darkseid, but I don't see too much of an issue with shipping there, and there is no first or second batch price on this one. It's just a one-off release, so first come, first serve. So let's have a look at what he comes with. He comes with the head sculpt, a 45 centimeter body, an exchangeable pair of hands ×3, one figure stand, and a weapon. So his weapon, the Darkseid weapon. Yay. Very, very simple description, very short. He doesn't come with much, and the price tag kind of is a reflection of this. So if we go into the finer details of what makes him Darkseid, you know, he's got the armor, which is replicated quite well. He's got the head sculpt. Don't know if that's replicated quite well, but you know, I love the details of the armor. They've really tried to nail the skin tone and textures as well. You know, sculpting a dead ringer likeness of a character is, I'd say, pretty much the hardest thing to do when it comes to these figures. I mean, you've got the costuming department who have their talent all sealed up and presented nicely in a row. But the head sculpts, you can't do it halfway. You've got to excel in that respect. You know, some other things can look a bit shoddy, but if that head is off, you got problems. The only confusing part about this figure is that I don't know if his eyes light up. You know, it doesn't say that they do. That description bit is missing. So there's a bit of clarity here that is required. You know, it doesn't say that he has an additional head sculpt with, you know, lights in the eyes. It doesn't say he's got lights in the eyes, but, you know, some of the promotional material provided to us is that his eyes light up. So that's a bit confusing, and, you know, they need to help the consumer out just a bit more here, because I'm not sold on the post alone. I'm really not sold on him. It's just not clear enough, and I think that the retailer has got to jump on that bandwagon. The retailer in question is Toys Wonderland. So usually their sales posts are on the money, but this one I think they just need to get more information from the merchant. But look, otherwise I don't think he looks too terrible. The body build looks accurate. Would be nice if his shoulders were a bit broader, but that's just me being picky. You know, and I think the basic anatomy of him is all right. It's really not that bad. And, you know, as far as third party goes, this is not bad at all. The head sculpt might need a bit of work, but, you know, I genuinely think he's okay. Just the red eyes bit, I think we need a bit more clarity on that. Right, and the next figure we are going to discuss is the Toys Era Exiled Terror 1/6 scale figure. Now, we all know who this is. This is Ares, but they can't call him that on a sale post because, well, it's illegal. It's naughty, so they don't want to get in trouble. But his estimated release date is the second quarter of next year, so not too far away. Plenty of time to get those pre-orders in. His estimated price tag is about $180 US, and from looking at the photos, I can tell exactly why. So, but I'll get to that in a second. So what he comes with is a highly detailed head sculpt, a 1/6 scale figure body, specially designed with sculpted skin details, and is approximately 47 centimeters tall. So he's a bit taller than Darkseid, which is a bit of a surprise.
Yeah. Well, I'm taller.
But obviously, 101 Toys and Toys Era aren't in cahoots, so they wouldn't have been able to have a meeting and say, so how tall is your Darkseid and how tall is our Ares? I don't think they had that conversation, but it would help for collectors in general, because a lot of people are that anal, and we just want the correct scale. There's nothing wrong with that. He also has 6 pieces of additional hands, and the other accessory includes a battle axe. When we have a look at these photos, straight away, the skin texture looks insane. It looks incredible. They've done this so well. You know, I don't see a single piece of sculpt work that is out of place. You know, the horns look incredible, the upper body, the torso, the legs, the horns on that chest and collarbone area looks insane. They've nailed that. They really have. It looks gorgeous. The head sculpt, I'm a bit, Ares does have a bit of a narrow jawline, and he's got a bit of a narrow face. It's kind of like a concave look about the contours of his face. You know, there is a slight leaning where his eyes just look a little bit too close together. I don't know if that's just me being picky, but you know, the head sculpt with this figure, I think they had it a little bit easy because they didn't have to mirror the likeness of an actor, which is always hard to do. But look, I think they've played it a bit safe here. They went all out on the body, and the face, I think, just needs a little bit more work. But look, barely any room for complaint. I think they've done an incredible job. Toys Era are improving. They are getting better. It's not too bad. It really isn't. It really isn't. And look, the details on the axe looks great. I'm not sure on the scale though. I don't know if the axe is a bit too small, but I don't know, maybe it's the photo, maybe it's a weird angle. But look, I think they've done a sensational job. I know that the Justice League, the original version, was a bit of a with some people, but the Snyder Cut was fantastic. I really enjoyed that. So this price tag isn't as expensive as licensed figures, and look, it reflects accordingly, but they really haven't done too bad. So yeah, Toys era, well done. But I think, you know, when it comes to articulated collectibles and statues, they're a very different style, and people appreciate them both in very different ways. You know, my choice for loving articulated collectibles more is just the posability. You get to change them around every now and then. If you get bored of the way they're standing, you can change it up. It's very relaxing to do so. There's something about posing a figure which is very it's very meditative. It's very, let's just go with relaxing. Okay, it's really relaxing to do. You know, I know a lot of people who feel the same way about articulated collectibles, but guys, if you've got any questions about articulated collectibles, if you're new to them, if you've never had really any experience with them, please feel free to shoot me some questions. I'll be happy to answer them. And if you are very familiar with articulated collectibles and you collect both statues and articulated collectibles and you have questions, please feel free to shoot them my way, guys. I hope you enjoyed this new segment. I hope you found it fun and informative. If you would like to reach out to me and not comment down below, please feel free to reach out to me on my Instagram at MarvelesOfficial. And if you enjoyed the content and want to see more of other things that I do, please head on over to my YouTube channel, hit that thumbs up and that subscribe button, ding that bell so you are notified as soon as new content goes live on the channel. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Thank you for making me feel welcome. Another big thank you to Chris for having me on his channel to talk some articulated collectible goss. It's been a blast, guys. Take care of yourselves, enjoy your figures. I'll catch you in the next one.